Have you ever wondered what your life would look like if you traded 1 year of rent in America for a lifetime of peace somewhere else? In the United States, the average rent for a simple one-bedroom apartment now floats around $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 a year, money that disappears without ever buying you ownership stability or rest. But in many parts of the world, that same amount or even less can buy you not just a roof, but roots. A small home, a piece of land, a place where the quiet is yours to keep. Somewhere between the constant work emails, rising prices, and endless bills, we've all forgotten what it feels like to wake up without pressure, to watch the sun climb over the mountains and think this day belongs to me. To have a garden where you can grow something real again, lemongrass tomatoes, or peace of mind. Today, we're traveling across 5 extraordinary countries where $20,000 can still buy you not just a house, but freedom. A slower rhythm. A sense of belonging that money alone can't purchase. These are places where life still moves to the sound of laughter, ocean wind, and footsteps on old cobblestones. So, grab your coffee. Forget the bills for a moment. Take a deep breath. And let's begin a journey to places where happiness is still handmade, neighbors still wave, and every sunrise reminds you that you never needed more, just less of what didn't matter. Because somewhere out there under the same sky, your $20,000 home and your new beginning might already be waiting. The Philippines, islands of 1,000 sunsets. If paradise had a heartbeat, it would sound like the Philippines. Imagine this, a small white house near Dumaguete banana trees, swaying outside the sea breeze, slipping through open windows. You paid $19,000 for it, less than the price of a used car back home, yet every corner feels like wealth beyond money. The wooden floor creaks softly, the air smells of salt and ripe mangoes, and every evening the horizon burns gold, as if the sky itself celebrates your decision to start over. Here in Negros Oriental, or maybe in Bohol or Iloilo, $20,000 buys you something America forgot to sell: stillness. A simple bungalow with a small yard, a hammock between 2 palm trees, and laughter from your neighbor's children echoing through the afternoon heat. If you add another $3,000 and $4,000 to fix the roof, paint the walls white, and lay some cool ceramic tiles, your little island home turns into a postcard come to life. Life here moves differently. Time is slower, kinder. You don't rush breakfast. You sit on your porch watching fishermen return with their nets, their silhouettes dancing against the morning sun. The smell of fried garlic rice fills the air, roosters crow like clockwork, and someone from the next house might knock on your door just to bring you a basket of mangoes, not because they want something, but because that's what people here do. Your days cost less, but feel fuller. Rent is barely $250 a month. Meals of grilled fish rice and fresh fruit cost around $3 or $4. Internet is about $25, and somehow it feels faster than your old life. With $800 or $1,000 a month, you can live comfortably, not extravagantly, but peacefully. Healthcare, surprisingly good. Private hospitals in Cebu or Dumaguete charge around $25 or $40 for a consultation. Insurance averages $500 a year. Many doctors speak perfect English, greet you with a smile, and treat you like a neighbor rather than a number on a clipboard. If you're thinking long-term, the Philippines makes it easy. The Special Resident Retirees Visa, SRV, welcomes foreigners who earn just $800 a month, a humble requirement that opens the door to permanent stay, property ownership, and healthcare access. But what truly captures hearts here isn't the affordability. It's the people. Filipinos are naturally warm, quick to laugh, quick to help, quick to make you feel at home. They sing karaoke on Tuesday nights, they dance barefoot at weddings, and they'll always find a reason to smile even when it rains. You don't just move to the Philippines, you become part of its rhythm, a rhythm built on kindness, community, and joy that doesn't cost a thing. An American retiree named John once said, "In the US, I worked 40 years to afford weekends. Here, every day feels like Saturday." Maybe that's what this country really sells, not luxury, but freedom from the clock. The kind that lets you wake up when the light hits your face, stretch, sip your coffee slowly, and whisper, "Made it." 4. Bosnia and Herzegovina, Europe's forgotten valley. Some places don't need to shout to be beautiful, they whisper. And Bosnia is one of them. Nestled between emerald rivers and the green spine of the Dinaric Alps, this small Balkan country feels like a secret Europe forgot to tell the world about. When fog drifts over the hills near Mostar and church bells echo through the valley, you understand why travelers call it Europe's forgotten valley. Here, $18,000 buys more than an old stone house. It buys a chapter of history. Imagine a cottage with thick limestone walls, a red-tiled roof, and vines crawling gently up the porch. Inside, wooden beams smell faintly of pine and smoke. Step outside and you'll see sheep grazing across the meadow, the air crisp and cold enough to make coffee taste better. Homes like these still exist in the countryside around Banja Luka Travnik and Mostar. Small towns where time has refused to rush. Prices range from $15,000 to $25,000 depending on how close you are to a river or a mountain road. Spend $3,000 more for a new bathroom and heating, and suddenly the past feels like home again. Bosnia's beauty is not polished. It's raw, real, and deeply human. The kind of place where mornings begin with mist hanging over the river and neighbors wave as they walk to the market carrying baskets of bread and plums. Every Saturday, the town square comes alive with colors, honey jars glinting in the sun, old men tuning accordions, women selling cheese wrapped in paper, and good gossip. Life here costs less, but feels richer. A couple can live comfortably on said $900 a month, rent, $250 utilities, $80 fresh groceries from the market, around $200. Lunch at a local tavern, just $4 or $5, served with homemade bread and laughter that doesn't stop at the door. Healthcare is improving quickly. The public system is accessible, while private clinics charge around $30 per visit. Most doctors speak some English, and everyone knows someone who will translate for you anyway, because hospitality here isn't an act, it's instinct. If you fall in love with Bosnia, and many do, you can stay. Owning a home and showing proof of modest savings is enough to apply for a long-stay permit. Paperwork takes time, but nothing in Bosnia happens fast, and that's the beauty of it. You'll learn to breathe slower, talk longer, and stop checking your watch. But what truly defines Bosnia isn't its prices or even its landscapes, it's the soul that lingers in its music. At dusk, you might hear Sevda drifting from a cafe, that old Bosnian blues sung with so much feeling, it breaks and heals you in the same note. The songs speak of love loss and patience, and somehow you understand them, even if you don't know a single word. An expat named David once said, "I didn't just buy a house here. I bought the sound of church bells rolling over the hills every morning." And when you stand there listening, the call to prayer echoing from one side, the bells answering from another, you realize that Bosnia doesn't divide people. It blends them. Muslims, Christians, and everyone in between, sharing coffee music and the same gentle mountains. In the evenings, the fog returns. You light a small fire, pour a glass of local plum brandy, and look outside your window. Down in the valley, lights flicker like tiny constellations, and for the first time in a long while, the silence feels full, not empty. Because here in Europe's forgotten valley, you don't just buy a place to live, you buy belonging. And in a world that keeps moving too fast, maybe that's the most precious thing left. 3. Nicaragua, the soul of Central America. There's a place in Central America where time moves like a breeze through palm leaves, gentle, warm, unhurried. That place is Nicaragua, a land shaped by volcanoes, softened by lakes, and healed by the kindness of its people. Walk through the cobblestone streets of Granada, and you'll hear history breathing from pastel-painted walls, yellow, turquoise, coral pink. For $20,000, you can own one of these homes in the old quarter, high ceilings, iron balconies, and mornings that begin with the echo of church bells mingling with the chatter of parrots. In Leon, or on the quiet edges of San Juan del Sur, small colonial houses with tile roofs still wait for new life. They cost between $18,000 and $25,000, often with courtyards where mangoes fall into your hands and laughter from the street drifts in like music. Spend $2,000 on new paint and plumbing, and suddenly the place glows like a postcard someone forgot to send. Life here doesn't demand much, and maybe that's its secret. You can live well on $700, $900 a month, rent, $250 utilities, $50, and local meals, beans, rice, grilled fish, sweet plantains, only $2 or $3 each. The air smells of coffee and cinnamon, and neighbors greet you with a wave before you even know their names. Healthcare is simple but caring. Private clinics charge about $25 per visit, and full insurance costs around $400 a year. Doctors take time to talk. No one rushes you out the door. If you're retired or earning a modest income, the pensionado or rentista visa welcomes you with just $600, $750 a month in steady income. But what truly defines Nicaragua isn't money or houses, it's the rhythm of its heart. At dusk, street musicians play guitar outside the cathedral. Children chase each other around the plaza. The scent of roasted corn fills the air, and someone might offer you a cup of cacao drink with a smile so genuine it disarms you. An expat named Laura once said, "Here I learned to count time by sunsets, not by paychecks." Because in Nicaragua, the sky burns gold each evening, as if to remind you. You don't need more, you just need to feel alive again. 2. Tunisia, the Mediterranean's best-kept secret. Some countries shimmer quietly like seashells half buried in sand. Tunisia is one of them. Perched on the northern edge of Africa, this country catches the same Mediterranean light that touches Italy and Greece. But here, life moves softer, slower, and infinitely warmer. In the coastal town of Sidi Bou Said, the world turns white and blue. Whitewashed walls glow under the sun, cobalt shutters frame the sea, and the scent of jasmine mingles with the breeze. It's here where you might find a small house overlooking the Gulf, $20,000, that's all yet, it feels like you've bought a piece of the horizon. Inland villages near Nabul Hammamet and Sousse hide old stone homes behind olive trees and painted doors. Many sell between $15,000 and $25,000 quiet and sun-drenched, waiting for someone to love them again. For $4,000 to $5,000 you can add modern touches, plumbing paint, maybe a courtyard floor of hand-cut mosaic tiles that shimmer when sunlight pours in. Here beauty isn't built, it's inherited. Life in Tunisia costs less than it looks. A seaside apartment rents for about $250 a month. A meal of couscous with grilled fish or lamb stew, around $3. Espresso at a cafe beneath a palm tree, $1. With $850 to $1,000 a month, you can live comfortably, dine on fresh olives and oranges, and still have enough to take weekend trips along the coast. Healthcare is another quiet strength here. Tunisia's public system is solid, and private clinics rival those in Europe. A visit to a private doctor costs around $20.30, and many physicians speak both French and English. Pharmacies are on nearly every corner, and medicine prices often surprise foreigners in a good way. If you wish to stay longer, Tunisia makes it gentle. You can enter for 90 days visa-free, then extend easily or apply for a long-stay permit as a retiree. No complicated schemes, no high-income bar, just proof that you can support yourself and a respect for local laws. But what will truly capture you isn't the affordability, it's the atmosphere. Afternoons stretch lazily filled with the clinking of tea glasses and the smell of mint leaves steeping in sugar. Old men in fez hats play backgammon under bougainvillea shade. When the call to prayer drifts through the air and meets the sound of the sea, you realize this land doesn't separate the sacred and the ordinary. It blends them into one quiet rhythm of life. The people here will insist you sit, drink tea, and talk, even if you just met. They'll offer you bread stories and laughter that feels older than the ruins of Carthage. There's a saying in Tunisia: a stranger at your door is a gift from God. You'll feel that truth in every handshake, every shared cup, every smile exchanged in the market. An expat once said, "I came for the sun, but stayed for the peace between the sea and silence." And it's true. When evening falls, the sky blushes pink over the Mediterranean, and the wind carries both prayer and salt. You sit on your terrace, mint tea in hand, watching light fade from the blue doors below. For the first time in years, you feel something rare: contentment without reason. Because in Tunisia, you don't chase life. You sip it slowly, sweetly, like tea steeped in the golden hour. 1. Uruguay, South America's peaceful coastline. If South America had a heartbeat, Uruguay would be its calmest rhythm. Just an hour from Montevideo, there's a small beach town called Piriápolis, where the ocean never rushes, it breathes. Along a quiet street lined with fig trees, an old beach house sits behind a white gate. It's a little weathered, the paint fading, the air smelling faintly of salt and fruit. The price tag, $19 to $500. Enough to own not just walls and windows, but mornings filled with seabirds and the soft hush of waves. In coastal towns like Rocha or the green inland villages, where roads curve between farms and vineyards, houses cost $18,000, $25,000. For another $2,500, you can paint the walls, install solar panels, and let the sun power your slow mornings. Here, you don't chase comfort. It arrives quietly with the sound of a kettle and the rhythm of the tide. Life in Uruguay is gentle, balanced, and deeply human. It's one of Latin America's safest, most stable countries, liberal, peaceful, quietly proud of its simplicity. A modest budget of $900, $1 and $100 a month covers everything, and around $300 utilities, $100 fresh groceries, and those long happy meals that seem to last all afternoon. Lunch might be grilled beef and chimichurri for $5 or $6 shared with neighbors who don't care what you own, only that you're there. Healthcare here feels more like community care than bureaucracy. The Mutualista system lets you join a private network of hospitals for $50.70 a month, giving you full access to modern facilities and English-speaking doctors. The air is clean, the beach is open, and the tap water is safe to drink, little luxuries you stop noticing until you lose them elsewhere. If you decide to stay, Uruguay welcomes you. Permanent residency is straightforward. Prove an income of around $1,500 per month, and you can settle for good. No chaos, no hidden rules. Just a small country that treats newcomers the way it treats its own, with quiet respect and calm trust. But what truly defines Uruguay is not its paperwork or economy, it's its peace of spirit. On weekends, families gather around smoky grills for asado, laughing while the meat sizzles. Children play football barefoot on the sand. Dogs nap in the shade, and the smell of charcoal mingles with sea wind. When night falls, the sky glows violet over the Atlantic, and lights twinkle across the hills. An expat once said, In Uruguay, I stopped locking my door, not out of carelessness, but trust. And that trust seems to fill the air here. It's in the way strangers wave at passing cars, the way shopkeepers remember your name, the way no one is in a hurry to end a conversation. It's not paradise, it's something better. It's peace with reality. You realize sitting on your porch with a cup of mate that life here asks for nothing extravagant, only your presence. No noise, no rush, no fear. Just the sea, the sun, and a sense that you finally belong somewhere that doesn't demand anything back. As this journey comes to an end, take a moment to pause. Listen carefully. That's the sound of church bells drifting across the valleys of Bosnia, the gentle waves brushing the porch of a small seaside house in Uruguay. A joyful laughter echoing through a sunny alley in the Philippines, and the faint scent of mint tea carried by the evening breeze in Tunisia. 5 lands, 5 different rhythms, yet they all whisper the same simple truth. Peace isn't a privilege, it's a choice. In a world that grows louder and more expensive each day, it's almost unbelievable that with just $20,000 you can still find what money rarely buys: freedom time, and the feeling of being truly alive. Think of a morning far away. You open your door and sunlight spills into a small kitchen. No car horns, no inbox full of demands, just the smell of coffee, the touch of the breeze, and a long, unhurried day waiting for you. That's the dream so many people are still chasing, and now you know 5 places where it can finally come true. So, if you had $20,000 right now, what would you do? Would you spend it on another year of rent, or invest it in a brand new chapter of your life? Leave a comment below. Would it be sunny, Philippines, poetic, Bosnia, vibrant, Nicaragua, peaceful Tunisia, or quiet Uruguay? That calls your heart the loudest. If these images and stories reminded you that life is better when we slow down, then hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you won't miss the next journey to places where happiness is still simple, where every sunrise whispers a timeless truth. You don't need more, you just need less of what doesn't matter.